The night was cold and silent in Salem Village, Massachusetts, in the year 1692. Inside small wooden houses, the flickering light of candles threw shadows across walls as prayers rose to heaven. This was a world ruled by faith and fear, a world where Satan was believed to walk the earth, seeking to corrupt and destroy. And when strange fits and visions began to afflict young girls in this Puritan settlement, the community saw not illness, not imagination, but the work of the devil. What followed was one of the most infamous episodes in American history, the Salem Witch Trials. Don't forget to like the video. Our American history series continues, and the story begins now. To understand Salem, we must first understand Puritan New England. Founded by those who had fled England in search of religious purity, the Puritans of Massachusetts, they sought to build a godly society. They believed themselves to be chosen by God, a city upon a hill for the world to see. But with that mission came strictness. Every action was judged by Scripture, every sin punished. The wilderness around them was full of threats. Native tribes defending their lands, French Catholics to the north, and the constant fear of famine and disease. In such a world, the devil was not a metaphor. He was a living enemy. By 1692, Salem Village was a tense place. It was a small farming community, but divided by quarrels and rivalries. Disputes over property lines, inheritance, and the appointment of ministers tore neighbors apart. Families argued over who controlled land, who held power in the church, and who was truly godly. It was a place ready to fracture, needing only a spark. That spark came the winter of 1692. In the household of Reverend Samuel Parris, his young daughter Betty and niece Abigail began to suffer fits. They screamed, contorted, and claimed to see invisible spirits tormenting them. Doctors found no natural cause. In a Puritan world where the supernatural was real and present, there was only one explanation: witchcraft. Under pressure to name the source of their torment, the girls accused 3 women. The first was Tituba, an enslaved woman from the Caribbean, who told stories of magic and spirits. The second was Sarah Good, a poor beggar who often muttered angrily when denied charity. The third was Sarah Osborne, a widow who defied tradition by claiming property rights through her husband's estate. These women were outsiders, easy targets. When Tituba, under interrogation, confessed to serving the devil and described a world of witches in the village, panic exploded. The accusations spread like wildfire. More girls began to claim affliction, falling into fits in courtrooms, pointing to neighbors and crying that specters tormented them. Suddenly, dozens of people stood accused: farmers, merchants, respected church members. In a society where belief in the devil was absolute, these accusations carried deadly weight. Special courts were convened, led by respected magistrates and ministers. The trials were unlike anything we would recognize as justice. Spectral evidence, visions and dreams of the accusers, was accepted as proof. If a girl claimed she saw someone's spirit choking her in the night, that alone could condemn the accused. Those who confessed and named others were often spared. Those who denied guilt were more likely to hang. The pressure to lie, to save oneself by accusing neighbors, twisted the community. By the summer of 1692, the jails overflowed. Men and women, old and young, crowded in cells, awaiting judgment. Some were prominent citizens, like Rebecca Nurse, a pious grandmother known for her virtue. Despite her reputation, she was convicted and hanged. John Proctor, a farmer who denounced the trials as fraud, was accused himself and executed. Even Giles Corey, an elderly man who refused to enter a plea, was pressed to death with heavy stones, the only such execution in American history. In all, 20 people were executed, 19 by hanging and 1 by crushing. Dozens more languished in prison, some dying in chains. Livestock wandered unattended, fields went unplanted, as fear consumed the village. Families were torn apart, reputations destroyed. Salem became a place haunted not only by superstition, but by hysteria. Yet by the fall of 1692, doubts began to grow. The accusations had reached too high. When even the wife of the governor was accused, leaders began to question the trials. Ministers like Increase Mather declared that it was better for 10 witches to escape than for one innocent to die. The court was dissolved, executions stopped, and those remaining in prison were released. But the damage was done. The Salem Witch Trials left scars on New England. They revealed the dangers of religious fanaticism, of fear overwhelming reason, of justice corrupted by hysteria. For generations, Salem became a warning of what happens when a society abandons evidence and embraces fear. In time, the trials influenced American law and culture. They underscored the need for due process, for rights of the accused, for limits on the power of accusation. They also became a powerful symbol, used in later centuries to caution against political witch hunts, where fear and suspicion replaced fairness. But in 1692, for the people of Salem, it was a nightmare lived in real time. Ordinary men and women were caught in a storm of fear, condemned not for what they had done, but for what others claimed to see in dreams. It was a tragedy born of faith twisted by fear, of a community consumed by its own divisions. This was episode 6 of our American History series. In the next episode, we'll cover the Boston Tea Party. Subscribe for more history stories. Thank you for watching. History is not just about the past. It is a story we still carry. If you want to continue this journey, don't stop here. Watch the next episode. Subscribe to the series, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next chapter.